This is Martin Turner. He's looking to join a very exclusive club of people who have defended their first Lakeside title. And then it's an all-American battle between Danny Lorby and Leonard Gates. That should have fireworks all over it. And without further ado, here is our MC, Anthony Dundas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the men's third round here at the 2023 CT1 WDF Lakeside World Championship. This is the home of World Darts. This is Lakeside. We welcome back to the stage a man enjoying his first World Championship appearance here at the Lakeside, the former British Classic and Swedish Masters champion from the Netherlands, Danny Alde Coulter. We now welcome back to the stage a man enjoying his first Lakeside appearance in 16 years. He is the 2006 Lakeside World Champion, the Cobra, Jelle Classen!
Good evening, everyone. The fabulous sessions continue, and tonight could yet be the best of the lot. Three former Lakeside champions are gracing the stage. One of them is on right now, Jelle Classen, the 2006 champion, a man who's been around the sport for so long now, yet he's still not even turned 40. And the way that he played against Edwin Thorbjornsen suggests that he's maybe got a second wind. Perhaps a player that's gone under the radar a little bit heading into this tournament, but averaging just shy of 93 in a straight sets victory against the Swede puts him firmly back in the conversation. But to get into the quarterfinals, he's going to have to ruin the evening of one of his compatriots, Danny Alde Coulter. Wins against Anthony Allen and Darren Johnson have got him to this stage, and what he has been is very consistent, averages of 86 and 87. He is a man who knows how to win on the WDF circuit. Tonight's going to be so good that we thought we'd buddy up in the commentary box. My name's Dan McCarthy, and I'm delighted to be joined once again by Inside the WDF podcast host, Andrew Sinclair. And Andrew, Jelle was so impressive in his second round game against Edwin Thorbjornsen. If he plays at that level for the rest of the tournament, he might prove to be unbeatable.
Absolutely. I think it was a little bit surprising how well Jelle had been playing, purely because I know he'd actually been struggling with an elbow problem before the tournament. He played in Malta back in November, he played in Ireland, and you know, he won a title in Malta, but he definitely wasn't at the level he's capable of, and I know there was a bit of discomfort there, but against Thorbjornsen he was at his free-flowing best, and when you throw as fast as he does, and they go as well as they did the other night, it's quick and easy work for him, and an impressive watch for us.
Absolutely, we're certainly hoping for more of the same. But Danny Alder-Coulter is a pretty quick player himself. Impressive performances in round 1 and round 2. Former British Classic winner, Swedish Masters winner as well. Jelle Classen is probably a different proposition. And if they're flowing this evening, Danny Alder-Coulter might be back in the practice room in 20 minutes.
60.
Absolutely.
You require 120.
Did have to step across a long way then, but he does pick off a ton.
Require 143.
Danny's not going to give Jelle an early fright.
58. Jelle, you require 20. Game short. And the
1 from 1 on the doubles. And what was very notable in Jelle Klassen's win against Torbjornsson, he was absolutely note perfect, particularly on tops, 10s and 5s. That seems to be his MO these days.
Absolutely.
180.
Alder-Coulter gets the first maximum of the match. I think, again, to do with Jelle, it's one of those things with players that throw as fast as he does. If you can find your rhythm up there, you know, things like tops, double 16, double 10, you're going to find them a lot more easily. And he just looked so comfortable and assured up there. Obviously, you know, he's been there and done it and won all there is to win on this stage, you know, from world champion. But, yeah, he's looked very composed. I think, you know, Denny's one of those players where he doesn't do an awful lot of the circuit.
90.
You won't see him at an event for months, and then he'll turn up and he'll get a semi-final. And it's like, oh, okay, you know. He's still there. He's still playing great darts. And I think that means that when you come into a tournament 92. Like this, he's one of those players that's tremendously dangerous because you might not have seen him for months. You don't really have a great gauge on how he's playing. But, you know, handled 14. A big crowd on Sunday when he beat Anthony Allen. And then, you know, a really professional display to beat, you know, Darren Johnson, who wasn't quite at his 96. Best and I'm sure wasn't totally pleased with his 77. Performance. But, you know, Denny played very well. Should get 1 dart at tops here.
37. Jelle, you require
he did, and he didn't take it. So, Jelle Classen, 119. 12 or treble, leaves double 13. You know, the way he threw those darts so swiftly and with so much confidence, 40. I thought that was going to be nailed in double 13. These are chances that Denny cannot afford to miss.
18.
Or maybe he can.
Denny, you require 20.
Seven missed darts.
No score.
They were grouped fantastically well. They were what we'd call in darts commentary well thrown darts. Now it's Jelle's turn to keep missing.
Denny, you require 20.
Yeah, I think he very nearly busted it with the second one. I think slight overcompensation there on Jelle from the third one. But Denny's still no nearer.
Game short on the second.
He's there now.
Denny Alder-Coulter.
A rise throw.
Jelle throwing.
Double 10 working out for both players. Sort of.
Yeah. It's interesting because
59.
Obviously, you know, I've been backstage and sort of keeping an eye on what's going on. And Denny's been practicing, I would say, most of the afternoon. He was just sort of doing practice routines with Wesley Plaisier, who's already into the quarterfinals. You know, they were doing finishing routines together, and basically every time I went in the players' room, Denny was practicing. And he was either doing scoring practice or the finishing stuff with Wesley, or he was just throwing in rhythm with Thomas Junghans at one point before Thomas's game this afternoon. So he's been practicing a lot, and it's always a tricky one, I think, for players.
168.
You know, trying to gauge how much practice to do before a game. I know there's all those stories about, you know, Mervyn King being the first one in the venue all the time. That was very much Denny this afternoon, which I think makes those misses, particularly for him, at the double in the last leg, even more annoying. because you know you've put the work in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's always a fine balance, because there's an argument to say that sometimes players can over-practice and they overuse their arm and their shoulders.
140. Yellow, you require 80.
80 is a very yellow Classen check out, but he had to go 25 and bull.
40.
And then didn't hit the 25 first time of asking. One dart at the bull.
38. Yellow, you require
Off
40.
target. Well, I wasn't expecting this amount of missed doubles.
No, and Denny electing to take a minute rather than
Denny,
just
you
immediately
require
following
45.
in as he would normally do. I think because he realises that he's not going to get many chances to break in this match.
Goes across for double 18.
Game shot.
And he does break the throw.
Denny Aldercoulter.
Denny Aldercoulter looking to spoil the Classen party. Not so classy Classen right now.
Denny to throw first. Game on.
I mean, looking at the stats from all of their games, Yella hit exactly 50% of his doubles in beating Edwin Torbjornsson as
139.
Aldercoulter opts to switch. So that's a ratio of 50%. Now Aldercoulter, not that much lower, 15 from 36.
95.
No, they're both, yeah, I mean, Denny played very well, I thought, particularly against Darren Johnson. I think the thing that impressed me the most about his performance in that game was that
100.
first two sets, Darren put up next to no resistance. Denny looked like he was going to run away with it. They went under, and then he won the last set. I think it was 3-0 or 3-1. I can't remember. But
He raced to the finish line. He scored 180s in each of those legs.
and
So
yeah, just not phased at all by it. And
105.
doesn't seem too phased by his own missed doubles so far.
57. Denny, you require 157.
he has an outside chance to take the set in the next 3 darts, but he'll have more chances.
99. $79. Denny, you require 58.
Tops for Denny.
Game shot.
Denny
And the first
Aldercoulter
set.
takes the first
Denny
set off
Aldercoulter.
Yella Classen in this World Championship. Not a classic set of
Second
darts by any
first
means.
leg,
It was
Denny to throw first.
sort of ruined
Game
by
on.
the second leg, really, with all those missed darts at double. But it is Aldercoulter who nudges himself in front.
125.
And just looking at the head-to-head record between them, they've met 3 times before, and Aldercoulter has come out on top twice. Once at Q
96.
School, and once in a European Tour qualifier. And he managed to average 96.7 in that qualifier for the Czech Darts Open last year. Get the feeling that they are 2 players who could bring the best out of each other,
58.
particularly in the scoring phase. Because while Denny maybe isn't quite as rapid as Yella, he doesn't like to mess about.
100.
Yella just turning around and
78.
shaking his head at something. Don't know whether that was at Denny or some comment made in the crowd.
100.
It is a quiet atmosphere, so every little noise the players can hear on stage.
99. Denny, you require 100.
Good job we're far enough for them not to look at us.
Absolutely. Oh, treble. No.
60.
We've not seen the
Denny, you
170
require
yet this
170.
week. And we're not going to see it here. Andy Bartons did set the highest checkout of the
59.
tournament last night. A brilliant 160 in the first leg of the match against Gary Stone.
16.
But it was quite high there from Denny. He thought he would have come down after the first one, but
yeah, he's had a few goes at tops that have been closer to the metal numbers. Can still go. Treble 18 leaves the bullseye.
86.
Just wide.
Then you require 40. Game shot.
That's perfect.
Denny Aldercoulter. Second leg is yellow, throwing first.
As well as winning the World Championship back in 2006, beating Raymond van Barneveld in the final. He's also a Dutch Open winner. He's really done it on the biggest stages in this circuit.
45.
And he's proving why he's the, oh, he has proved why he's the number 3 seed.
yeah, absolutely. Oh.
130.
That Dutch Open win last year was so special for Jelle. I remember talking to him at the time about it, because that was really the first WDF competition he'd played since losing his tour card.
100.
And of course, he wanted to win. It was on home soil. It was a different time of the year. The Dutch Open traditionally
180.
1-1 in the maximum stakes now. But the Dutch Open traditionally end of January, beginning of February event. Last year it was in June because of COVID limitations in Holland. But
Game shot.
It's an 11 darter for Jelle Classen. And I think he's alive and kicking now.
exactly, yeah, those errant darts that were drifting into the 5 and 7, nowhere to be found in that leg. Very impressive. But yeah,
60.
that final, Jelle beat Mark Barilli in the final of the Dutch Open, and he changed his walk on
140.
for that Dutch Open. He came out to Gangnam Style, and he said afterwards, I did it for my children because it was the first time in a long time I'd been in a final of anything. The first time they'd really seen me in a final, and I wanted to do something for them, give them a moment to treasure and remember. And it was a very straightforward 2-0 win in sets in that Dutch Open final. And yeah, had that Gangnam Style walk on. Elected not to keep it for the rest of the year, which I think was poor form. I thought that would have got the people on their feet wherever he went. But no, not using that here, but it was a special moment for him in 2022.
Yeah, he's a Kings of Leon man here. As for Denny Aldercoulter's walk on, I don't know what the artist is. I'm just going to go with Dutch techno.
Yeah, not quite the window cracking techno banger that Jules van Dongen came out to last year, and not quite a Dirk van Dijvenbode, but it's not far away. The Dutchman, even referee Marco Meyer, they all very much have similar musical tastes.
Yeah, you require 16.
Each to their own.
Game shot.
Jelle Classen in front in this set.
Fourth leg is Jelle to throw first. Game on.
Beginning to find that power scoring that we've come to associate with him.
99.
And his average starting to climb up as well. It's still a very scrappy game at the moment.
$83. $133.
He's regularly picking off 2 big trebles a visit.
60.
And Denny doesn't really have an answer right now.
135.
Didn't have to entertain the prospect of going for the bull.
73.
Did anyway.
Yeah, why not?
It's got to show a bit of flair every now and again.
Part 73 of players making commentators look like mugs.
Yeah, you require 62.
Double 16. Jelle Classen is certainly no mug. 3 legs on the bounce, and he puts the disappointment of set 1 behind him. Not quite firing as he did against Edwin Thorbjornsen, but he has shown real signs of life in the last 5 minutes or so. And Denny Aldercoulter isn't even getting chances on the outer ring. Jelle Classen is up and running. He and Denny Aldercoulter are level, 1-1.
This program is brought to you by Benji Marine Engine Repair and Trading, specialized in Wärtsilä engines with a 24-hour-a-day, high-quality, worldwide service. And by Hemeco Storage Systems, your one-stop storage system solution with over 100 years of experience. The 45th annual Winmau Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January 19th till the 21st. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Both men's and women's champions will win places at the 2024 WDF World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is from January the 26th till January the 28th. Come join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday the 24th of January. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from February 1st till February 4th. Registration is open until January the 16th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to the Lakeside in December 2024. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 31st till June the 2nd. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in the most beautiful surroundings you'll find in Europe. The Swedish Open and Masters is held from August 16th till 18th. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best aerosmiths. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thank you to our tournament sponsors Winmau, A&G Travel Group, iDarts, Dart Connect, CT1 and Quiff.
Well, after a sticky first set, Jelle Classen is back on form. 3 unanswered legs, loads of big scoring, and Denny Aldi-Coulter has now got to find another gear. Jelle's averaging around the 90 mark, whereas his opponent 13 points adrift. But set play can be so psychological. Everything can change.
140.
But I suspect, like we've seen from a few games here this week,
140.
Denny is not just going to have to raise his own level, he'll rely on Classen having a dip.
And he's going to have to take more of those chances on the outer ring than he did in the first couple of sets because, you know, like his compatriot Alexander Merckx earlier today, needed 4 or 5 goes at the double. And to be honest, against Jelle, even in Jelle's bad legs, you're not going to get that many chances and not be punished. And, you know, we saw that happen to Alexander earlier on. You know, Dennis Nilsson produced a fantastic performance, you know. But those missed doubles cost Alexander from taking the first set and, you know, ended up losing that one 3-1. Denny took the first set here, but he's lost 3 legs on the spin. And Jelle's now got 6 from 167 to take out this leg.
92.
We already know the nationality lineup of the quarter-final that's going to come from this section of the draw, because we're going to have a Dutchman, one of these two, against either Danny Labby or Leonard Gates. A game that deserves all the big build-up that it's getting. Jelle Classen deserves a bit of building up as well.
Second leg, it's Denny throwing first.
He's playing very well here, Jelle.
Yeah,
very impressive.
He's in front for the first time since the very first leg.
140.
Just imagine a Classen Labby quarter-final. So you're going to put yourself forward for spotting?
Oh dear, I don't think my eyes can hold up to that. I'm sitting about 2 foot away from the screen. And I've still got my bins on. So no, I think I'll be taking a rest during that one.
140.
Jelle Klassen's not resting.
No, he's absolutely found his mojo in this one. And that 54 on the floor is going to feel like an absolute gut punch for Danny Alder-Coulter.
38.
Nick Rolls going for treasure hunt in the lighting box.
Just looks so cool right now.
140. Yanni, you required 91.
Oh, he went double-double.
30.
I had a feeling that he was going to stay there, to be honest.
124.
Showing the respect that his compatriot deserves. But Jelle will come back.
42. Yanni, you require 60.
For a break.
40. Denny, you require 82.
Denny's not had a go at a double since the first leg of the second set. But he's going to have 2 goes now.
Game shot.
And at the second time of asking, he gets it. Nicely done from Denny Alder-Coulter. Maybe we've been too quick to write the obituary.
93.
He stopped the rot, which was the most important thing, because I think if Jelle had taken the break there and had the darts to throw for the set, that's when I think you start to see sinking without trace. That was a good finish under pressure, and Jelle pulls those two both low.
58.
I know he spoke in his interview after his win after the game with Edwin Torbjornsson, and Jelle said, you know, if the first dart goes in the treble, I know I'm going to have a good evening. When they start coming low, that's when I have to start chasing them around the board. So that's the main thing to watch for with the Cobra. Again, a low one. Those two weren't.
Pretty handy at the old chasing. Yeah, you perhaps describe Jelle Classen as one of the ultimate first dart merchants in darts. If that first one is particularly high in the treble 20 bed, he'll just follow them in for fun.
49.
And sensible use of the bullseye there as well to leave himself on a finish after 12.
$127. Yanni, you require 167.
This will be nice.
99. Denny, you require.
Jelle's going to have to wait and hope.
$45.
Fair play to Denny for sticking around despite averaging 10 points fewer right now. Mistake from Classen, it has to be the bullseye.
43.
Yeah, first start very loose.
101.
And this is the sort of finish he's got to take out.
Tops. And it is a break of throw for Denny Alder-Coulter.
Denny Alder-Coulter.
And a big roar of emotion there from Alder-Coulter,
Throw first.
from Swedish Masters champion, because I think he knows that that was a very big leg, and now he's throwing for this third set, despite, as you say, the stats to a casual observer suggesting that he should be dead and buried already.
But what don't they write on trophies?
They don't write averages on trophies.
There we go. I think every darts player needs that phrase tattooed on them somewhere.
Yeah, as I say, there was one I got from Martin Adams, but it's not quite not quite suitable for pre-watershed, so I'll have to hold off on that one for now.
Yeah, well, we've got an hour and a half.
93. $140.
Yellow Classen must be looking at the scoreline baffled right now, because it just seems like he's been in charge.
Somehow, it's Denny that's won more legs in this match, and it's Denny that's, in theory, going to get down to a double. Well, he's going to get a shot at a double first, in theory. Although that, he made a bit of a pig's ear of that.
Yeah, he'll have to find a treble 20 to get a shot at tops.
$78.
Didn't go in, it hit the single one. A little bit obscured on our viewpoint. Yes. Oh. It's
92.
might seem silly to say, but that was almost too central, and he didn't have enough wriggle room.
That was a marvellous first start, but didn't give him a lot of room to go. He's got to hit this double 8, you feel, and he does.
And the third set.
3 legs in a row for Denny Aldercoulter.
Fourth set, first leg.
Just goes to the table and hydrates himself some more. And with all respect to Denny,
80.
I think the American boys would rather he win than Yellow wins. So an Aldercoulter win could put an extra spring in the step of both Danny Lorby and Leonard Gates.
134.
If there are any more springs to be found.
41. $177.
Much needed.
43.
It's very much a match of sort of bursts so far. Yellow won the opening leg in the first set, then 3 on the spin from Denny. Second set, 3 on the spin from Yellow, and then that last set, 3 on the spin from Denny. So it's been one of those where one player's found a bit of momentum and a bit of
80.
57 on the floor for Denny. I mean, it wouldn't have left him on a finish, but would have been nice. But yeah, it's just one of those where the momentum has swung so dramatically between the two of them.
50.
I don't normally like that route for 90, but he's far enough ahead to try his luck.
140. Yellow, you require 40.
And even though some pressure's being applied, Yellow Classen responds.
Second leg is Yellow to throw first. Game on.
A 13 dart break to kick off this full set.
134. $140.
Yeah, I mean, Yellow's been a fantastic
99.
advocate of the WDF Tour since losing his tour card. He's gone to a number of tournaments, and the sort of tournaments you wouldn't necessarily have expected a former world champion to go to. But him and young Moreno Blom, who we saw in action earlier in the tournament, they've been to Hungary, they've been to Finland, they've been to Malta. They've basically gone anywhere they can to play good competitive darts, play pairs with each other. And Yellow's had a lot of success. Most places he's gone, winning titles in, you know, as I say, Hungary, Malta, won the Irish Open back in 2022 as well. And he's one of those players, like we spoke about Neil Duff earlier in the week, that when players see him in the draw, it's like, ooh, you know, I might be third place in my local pub in Helsinki, but I get to play Yellow Classen in the first round of the Finnish Open. It's a tremendous honour and privilege for those players, and of course a big scalp that they're all chasing.
It's deja vu, another single dart needed for tops. And the good thing is for Jelle Classen as well, it's match practice for him, but he goes to those tournaments thinking, I'm probably going to win this. Without being complacent, he's just got that ability that others don't.
Exactly. And then sometimes he runs into Moreno, and then they have a very fast, very entertaining game. As I remember them, I think it was Hungary earlier this year. It was, 5-4, something to that effect, and 9 180s between them. It was tremendous.
96.
But I mean, he's been a big supporter of this system and already well placed to qualify for next year's World Championships, the dates of which were announced between sessions earlier today.
100.
Yeah, we'll be starting on Friday rather than Saturday next year. Friday the 29th of November. Tournament concluding on December the 8th.
81.
And tickets are going on sale on Sunday evening. So if you like what you've seen this week or you've enjoyed being here, make sure you jump on Eventbrite, get your tickets, because next year's tournament will be even bigger and better than this year.
And if you can't wait a year, I believe there's still tickets available for Friday and Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday.
180.
Saturday, a sellout here at the Lakeside, as full as it's been in a very long time. Friday and Sunday, limited availability, as my learned colleague says, but still a few seats left in the house. Although, depending on who gets through to the finals, they're probably going to be sold out as well.
Yeah, don't take any chances. Get on it now.
140. Yeah, you require 50.
It's only just in the 10. That's nowhere near. Two bad darts.
30. Denny, you require 72.
Double 18.
$54.
Denny Alder-Coulter has no answer. Jelle Classen does finally.
And the fourth set. Jelle Classen.
All three checkouts were on either tops or double 10 in that set. 3-0 whitewash. It's got in patches. The last, the majority of this game. Last three won by Classen. 3 in a row from Alder-Coulter, then 4 in a row from Classen. 4 in a row from Alder-Coulter, going backwards. Right to the very first leg, which was won by the number 3 seed.
100. $59. 140.
The theory is Jelle Classen should be favourite because he's got the darts.
101.
But he hasn't started this leg particularly well. And if Alder-Coulter can pick off another few trebles
130.
like that, he is forcing Classen to be almost perfect.
Very good adjustment there from Jelle. The first up went low.
130.
Moved himself, found 2 trebles, put some pressure on. And he will get a shot at that 152.
65. Jelle, you require 152. $102. Denny, you require 65.
Once again, it's rapid fire thinking. Tops for Alder-Coulter, another break of throw. And to Jelle Classen, Denny Alder-Coulter must be like a wasp around him right now.
Yep.
Second leg is Denny to throw first.
You see Jelle at the back of the stage, just sort of having a stretch, trying to find that extra little bit of something, because, as you say, Denny's been dogged, he's been impressive, and he's found the big visits and the finishes when he's needed them. And He's now just 2 legs away
134.
from a maiden lakeside quarter-final. We've already had 2 Dutchmen go through to the quarter-finals in this tournament already.
180.
Much needed and well-timed maximum from Classen.
$56.
And he's going to be the first to a finish, barring an absolute disaster.
59.
Not as good a finish as he'd like. The bowed head as he collected the darts suggests.
Yeah, you require 120.
It's a better one for the younger Dutchman. Well, I'm surprised he didn't follow that.
Denny, you require 106.
This would be special.
Double 16. Denny Alder-Coulter is 1 leg away from victory against a former world champion.
Third leg is yellow to throw first. Game on.
And despite playing exceptionally well here,
100.
yellow's on the brink. Has the Cobra been tamed?
81.
He doesn't blink when he's at the hockey.
No,
It's like lasers are coming out of those eyes.
steely blue lasers.
57. $25.
I was about to say all that practice earlier today clearly has been paying dividends, but that's been his worst visit of the match so far, and has very much opened the door for yellow Classen.
140.
I'm guessing there weren't as many bounce outs in the practice room as there have been here.
No. Although at one point he was having a throw after I'd had a throw on the board, so he did have to wait for me to sort of clear the disaster area before he had a few darts, but he didn't seem to mind.
180.
Jelle Classen could conceivably lose this match, averaging over 10 points more than Alder-Coulter.
93. Yellow, you require 24.
Double 6.
12.
He's going to get more chances at it, but Alder-Coulter can put him under real pressure here.
140. Yellow, you require 12. Game shot in the third.
Jelle Classen remains alive.
Fourth leg, it's Denny to throw first. Game on.
And that is a very good start to what could be a match-winning leg.
100.
That's an okay start when you're on the chase.
83.
This visit is crucial.
139.
16 points separates the pair.
123.
Decided to switch to the 19s. I thought the 18s may have been a better shot.
128. Denny,
Brilliant.
155.
What a game this has been. And we might have another leg because Denny Alder-Coulter is getting no look whatsoever.
Oh, Yellow making sure his hands are dry.
134.
He knows this is huge.
Tops, tops. No, he decided to stay there for double 13. Clutch doubling at its finest.
Fifth and final leg. It's yellow to throw first. Game on.
He has clung on to the life raft.
And now it's a one-leg shootout to see who joins fellow compatriots Wesley Plaisier and Chris Landman in the quarterfinals tomorrow. I mean, if yellow either man wins here, Denny, tremendous upset if he goes through. Huge confidence booster for him, but if yellow goes through, he's going to know he's been in a battle.
91.
And he'll have a big one tomorrow.
$97. $121.
Super adjustment.
$58.
Well, you heard the ooze from the crowd. They know that is a bad time to come up short on the trebles.
85.
Fantastic fine with that last start. Looked like it was going to be a wasted visit.
He is there in the background if required. Treble 16 would have left his favourite tops.
48.
Guarantees a single to double.
You require 146. $90.
Yellow Classen will return with his opponent 56. On the same score. Two match darts have gone. Well, I don't know who can't believe it more, Classen or Olderkalter. Just below.
16.
I can't believe it.
Yellow, you require 40.
I don't think Denny can either, because I think he thinks it's game.
Game over.
And the match.
Yellow Classen had to strain every sinew to get past his compatriot. Despite the massive gap in the averages, 8 points by the end, Denny Olderkalter would not go away. But Yellow Classen was world classing in the last set. The 1-3-4 checkout to send the last leg back on throw was a moment to savour. And then after surviving match darts from Olderkalter, he finally pins tops. A dramatic start to this evening's action here at Lakeside. And coming up after the break, a break which I suggest everyone will need, including Classen and Olderkalter, we go to four-time Ladies World Champion Lisa Ashton, who kicks off her quest for another title, up against another Dutch woman in Priscilla Steenbergen.
This program is brought to you by Benji Marine Engine Repair and Trading, specialized in Wärtsilä engines with a 24-hour-a-day, high-quality, worldwide service. And by Hemeco Storage Systems, your one-stop storage system solution with over 100 years of experience. The 45th annual Winmau Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January 19th till the 21st. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Both men's and women's champions will win places at the 2024 WDF World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is from January the 26th till January the 28th. Come join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday the 24th of January. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from February 1st till February 4th. Registration is open until January the 16th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to the Lakeside in December 2024. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 31st till June the 2nd. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in the most beautiful surroundings you'll find in Europe. The Swedish Open and Masters is held from August 16th till 18th. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best aerosmiths. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thank you to our tournament sponsors Winmau, A&G Travel Group, iDarts, Dart Connect, CT1 and Quiff.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now conclude the women's second round here at the 2023 CT1 WDF Lakeside World Championship. And we welcome back to the stage this year's Catalonia Open and Bruges Open quarter-finalist, the former Italian Grand Masters champion from the Netherlands, Priscilla Steenbergen. We now welcome to the stage the reigning Australian Darts Open champion, the four-time Lakeside World Champion, the Lancashire Rose, Lisa Ashton.
Hero's reception for Lisa Ashton, 4 years on from her last appearance on this Lakeside stage. One of the most successful female players of all time. Only Trina Gulliver has won more titles on this stage than Lisa Ashton. And even at 53 years old, she is still going strongly and still wanting to compete and play darts wherever she can. You've got to give huge credit to someone for going over to Australia and scooping the title. The long journey did not put her off. Wins in finals against Dita Hedman, Fallon Sherritt, Corinne Hammond and Anastasia Dobromoslova have cemented her legacy on this place. However, this year maybe hasn't gone quite to plan for her. In the last few months she had elbow surgery, so we've got to wait and see really where her game is. She's up against Priscilla Steenbergen, who is a capable player who beat Kim Mitchell in round one. But everything statistically and experience-wise does point to a Lisa Ashton victory, Andrew.
Absolutely. You know, she's a veteran at this stage. As you said, a four-time champion, and you know, very much the plan for her this year. It's the drive for 5. She wants another star on the collar of her shirt, and the journey to that begins here against Priscilla. I had a good chat with Lisa this morning. She was practicing with Kirsty Hutchinson, although admittedly Lisa did seem a little more interested in what I got from the bakery this morning than chatting too much about her game this evening. But those who are interested, I had a cheese and onion pasty and a flapjack.
I was about to ask, and thank you for providing the answer. 2 bounce outs in the first 9 darts will not exactly fill Lisa Ashton with great confidence, and neither will all these trebles that Priscilla's picking off.
140. Priscilla Unicorn 141.
Wrong side of the wire, and the wrong side of the other wire.
23.
Bit of a slip, but Lisa Ashton's not on a finish.
121. Priscilla Unicorn 118.
18. Double 2 now. What a check out. What a way to take out 118.
That was an outstanding finish from Priscilla. Momentary adjustment. She had to work out what she'd left herself, but the woman who used to be known as the Smurf, looking very assured on the stage today.
38.
Yeah, what is it today about 118 and weird checkouts? We saw Alexander Merckx go out on the bull with a single 20 a treble 16 and then the bullseye.
Now Priscilla looks very assured so far. Had an almighty battle with Kim Mitchell on Sunday. I was lucky enough to call that with you, Mr. McCarthy. But I mean, Priscilla got to the quarterfinals on this stage last year. She's won games here before, and the way she's playing at the moment, this isn't necessarily going to be the walkover for the Lancashire Rose that I know many expected it would be.
16.
Yeah, she's definitely a better player than some of the pundits have maybe expected of her.
140.
She does get herself down to a finish. Former Italian Grandmasters winner.
Priscilla Unicorn, 126.
Start on the 19s. Treble for the bull. Priscilla Steenbergen means serious business here.
Priscilla Steenbergen. Third leg is Lisa to throw first. Hema.
Remember, the ladies' format is still first to 2 sets. It is still
60.
a cutthroat business.
And when you finish like that, the sand timer runs away from you.
26.
Although scores like that will open the door. I think I mentioned this the other day. That Italian Grandmasters that Priscilla won at the back end of 2022 actually got her into the World Championship very much last chance saloon. She wasn't in a place going into that weekend in Bologna, but played some fantastic darts, had a deep run in the Italian Open on the Sunday. But yeah, that Saturday beat Paula Jacqueline in a last leg decider to win the silver-ranked Italian Grandmasters. Shot her up the ranking table and into one of the last available places and saved her having to go through that tough qualifier in her native Ashton. So, you know, that would have been a tough one, but played some very good darts, and she's got the ability to win more titles on the women's circuit, that's absolutely for sure, particularly with the sort of finishing she's shown in the first 2 legs of this match.
She's already done something she's never done before, because Lisa Ashton and Priscilla Steenbergen have played each other 5 times, and it's the first time that Priscilla has taken 2 legs off Lisa Ashton. There was one 4-0 whitewash, and then the other 4 games ended 4-1 to the Lancashire Rose. 4 women's series games and 1 Welsh Open contest.
158.
No finish available on 159. Instead, she'll have to settle for a fabulous setup, even though the third dart was a little bit dodgy. Tops for Lisa.
53.
She misses her first dart at a double.
20.
And that's a first dart missed at a double for Priscilla, followed by a second, but the third is there. And it is a clean sweep in set 1. And if you asked 100 people watching this whether they expected that,
First leg, it's Priscilla to throw first.
I would hazard a guess that none of them would say yes.
100.
Priscilla Steenbergen's highest recorded average is just over 87. It was in a women's series match back in July against Josie Patterson, and she's beating that right now.
83.
Phrase we often use in commentary is performance of a lifetime, and this quite literally is it.
100. 22. 45.
Not been bad from Lisa.
100.
Averaging around the 82 mark.
She's just not really had the chances. With Priscilla taking out those 2 big finishes and then just the 1 shot at a double in the last leg. Been incredibly impressed with Priscilla's scoring so far and her finishing. Very impressive.
100. Priscilla Unicorn, 96. It's
a lovely setup though, finding the outer ball.
The one place on the board you can't afford to hit if you're left on a ton.
Priscilla Unicorn, 36.
Four legs in a row.
Priscilla Steenbergen. Second leg is Lisa through first. Game on.
It's absolutely electric stuff from the woman formerly known as the Smurf. I say formerly known as. Anthony's not introduced her as the Smurf, so I'm not sure whether that's been kiboshed since she last played here.
16.
We'll say formerly.
I mean, she's dressed in yellow, so she probably doesn't want to be associated with the Smurfs anymore.
No, the small blue people are out, and the fantastic darts are very much in for Priscilla, who was a stand-up youth player for the Netherlands
66.
before moving to the senior tour. It was actually, you know, a special moment for her Lakeside debut last year, not just because it was the first time she got to play on this historic stage, but it's where she kind of met and evolved her partnership with her now partner, girlfriend, Tori Kewish from Australia. This is where they really bonded last year, and now very happy living together in the Netherlands. So Tori's playing on the European circuit now. Had some hand troubles, but very much getting back to her best, and is someone we may well see on this stage next year.
Beaten by the eventual finalist Kirsty Hutchinson last year, quarter-final stage. She looks ready for another crack at it.
16. Lisa Unicorn, 76.
And if Lisa Ashton doesn't win this leg, she'll be pressing the panic button. Might have to be 25 and bull.
52. Priscilla Unicorn, 132. 34. Lisa Unicorn, 24.
The crowd are keen, and Lisa Ashton gives them what they want. Want to see the Lancashire Rose winning.
Yeah, and she had to take that one because Priscilla had very much gone off the boil.
80.
Not quite sure what happened there. Stayed in the board, so 3 points more than it could have been.
100.
Yeah, I don't know which law of physics suggested that could stay in the board.
41.
This is a better lie for Lisa. A lot of her first darts in the first set were dropping quite low, but she's starting to get a bit of a better range now.
41.
Of course, the last time Lisa was here, she also suffered a first game exit, going
42.
out to the talented Japanese two-time world champion Mikuru Suzuki. So she's not won a game here since 2018, and she's got a work cut out for her if she's to win here. Although
30.
some looseness very much creeping into the Steenbergen game.
Yeah, it would have been a lot to ask to say to Priscilla, you've got to keep this up for the entirety of the game. Most players will have a dip at some point, and Priscilla has gone off the boil.
41. 100. 17. Lisa Unicorn, 100.
Just needs to stay straight. 60 gives her a chance at tops.
98. Lisa, you require 14.
Ooh. Has to burn a dart to get to a double.
24.
A double 16 doesn't prove kind.
100.
Priscilla not really in this leg. She won't get a shot at double. Tried to go the tops route, but a little bit low
16.
on the first one.
Yeah, this keeps short in the third line. Lisa Ashton.
Double 8
Forward line
breathes
is
new
Lisa
life
through
into
first.
Lisa Ashton.
Game on.
Priscilla Steenbergen must be absolutely ruining the lack of scoring power in the previous leg.
22.
And this leg, by the looks of things.
Last leg, she was drifting to the left, a lot of fives, and
60.
this time you feel trying to overcorrect. It goes the other way into the one. Straight to this time, mate.
45. 58. 83. 100.
Lisa, of course, is the last seeded player to compete in this year's World Championship.
45.
Last player we're getting a look at. There's a long while to wait, but when I was talking to her earlier, she said, you know what, I'd rather play
99.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Of course, she wants to get to that world title on Sunday. She said she'd rather have that kind of da-da-da-da-da at the end of the tournament. I'm not sure da-da-da-da-da works in commentary, but the hand gesture was there to illustrate Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then, you know, say Bo Greaves, the world champion, she played Monday night. Incredibly impressive in her opening round victory against Lorraine Hyde, but then Bo has a 4-day break until she plays the quarter-final.
Yeah, I can understand where Lisa's coming from. Rather play consecutively and strike while the iron's hot. It's almost throwing from the players' room. Don't think she likes that. And she will not like Priscilla taking out 107 because it'll break the throat and give her a shot at the match. Tops needed.
67.
So close to a third ton plus checkout.
16.
And Lisa Ashton is there.
Second set. Lisa Ashton.
A spirited roar from the Lancashire Rose.
Third and final set. First leg is Lisa through first. Game on.
Still shaking her head, still not particularly happy with the way she's playing.
41. 45. 99. 100. 100. 100.
3 tons from 4 visits. And Priscilla's on the drift.
156.
And this is where that big stage experience of Lisa Ashton
60.
is going to show. Not only has she been there and done it and found herself, you know, digging herself out of holes on this stage in big games before, but she's also got that experience of playing longer
81.
format games.
You know,
A finalist regularly in women's events, a regular title winner of course, had that experience in the PDC as well. Pro Tours, best of 11.
Just came short in the first round.
And that experience is now showing because Lisa Ashton is in front for the first time in the match.
43.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I don't think it should ever be underestimated just what an immense achievement it was for Lisa Ashton to win a tour card.
81.
To go through what is a brutal qualifying system against hundreds of really good players. She gave that a go. She's giving the World Seniors
60.
Tour a go. Played in a couple of their World Championships. She was beaten in round 1 this year by the man we're going to see next in Neil Duff.
And that was an almighty ding-dong. I was actually there at the tavern for that one, and Lisa matched him and pushed him every step of the way.
95.
Neil knew he was in a fight in that game, but, I mean, Lisa's just such a fantastic ambassador for the women's
60.
game. Trailblazer in the PDC, not just winning a tour card, but that UK Open victory over Aaron Beanie, first woman to average more than 100 on TV. Absolutely masterful performance from her. And now, back here at the Lakeside.
140.
And looking like she's powering her way towards a spot in the quarterfinals.
30. Lisa, you require 120. 16.
You do have to feel for Priscilla because she started so strongly here, and it's just started to get a bit wayward and a bit loose here.
Double 15.
45.
She goes inside.
155. 43. Lisa, you require 15.
Not much pressure applied, but do not miss the big number. She very nearly did. And she doesn't miss the double.
Lisa Ashton.
1 or 2 millimetres away from double 7.
Game on.
And Lisa Ashton is 1 leg away.
83.
And her opponent, who was so good in the first set, back-to-back ton plus checkouts,
85.
has just run out of steam. She went too early. Like a Grand National horse who's at the front after 10 fences, and you just look at them and think they've gone. They're not going to be able to sustain it.
65.
Yeah, an early pace setter. 1-4 on the bounce at the beginning of the game, but struggling to stop the rot here.
60.
Lost 5 on the bounce, and the 6th in a row for Lisa would mean a spot against Kirsty Hutchinson tomorrow.
137.
A match which sounds like it could be an absolute corker. So I've been really impressed with Kirsty. She made very light work of Wendy Harper today, who, in fairness, wasn't
44.
anywhere near a game, but the scoring power from Kirsty was very, very good throughout.
Yeah, I think tremendous maturity shown on the stage this year by Kirsty Hutchinson. Played 2 more methodical players
42.
in Mayumi Uchi and Wendy Harper.
170.
Oh,
Big Fish is on. It was.
80.
you know, I know Kirsty was a little bit, when she saw the draw, you know, not totally happy at kind of playing 2 players that don't really suit her rhythm, but she was clinical and dominant in both, proving exactly why she got all the way to the World Championship final
59.
last April.
Lisa, you require 80.
The potential bullseye skin saver does not materialise.
60.
But Lisa Ashton has burned a first match dart.
3. Lisa, you require 20.
Game shot. Lisa Ashton is off and running. She started slowly, but the experience, the ability shone through. It is a learning curve for Priscilla Steenbergen, who will no doubt go on to improve, but unfortunately she came up short against one of the most successful women to ever take part on this stage. Lisa Ashton is through to the quarterfinals of the Women's World Championship. Coming up after the break, we're going to revert back to the men's draw, where we've got another great looking tie between the defending champion Neil Duff, looking to retain his title. He goes up against the Yorkshireman, the number 15 seed, Martin Turner.
This program is brought to you by Benji Marine Engine Repair and Trading, specialized in Wärtsilä engines with a 24-hour-a-day, high-quality, worldwide service. And by Hemeco Storage Systems, your one-stop storage system solution with over 100 years of experience. The 45th annual Winmau Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January 19th till the 21st. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Both men's and women's champions will win places at the 2024 WDF World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is from January the 26th till January the 28th. Come join the party in Bucharest. Register Wednesday the 24th of January. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from February 1st till February 4th. Registration is open until January the 16th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to the Lakeside in December 2024. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 31st till June the 2nd. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in the most beautiful surroundings you'll find in Europe. The Swedish Open and Masters is held from August 16th till 18th, a popular tournament for many of Europe's best aerosmiths. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thank you to our tournament sponsors Winmau, A&G Travel Group, iDarts, Dart Connect, CT1 and Quiff.
Ladies and gentlemen, we return to the men's third round here at the 2023 CT1 WDF Lakeside World Championship. And we welcome back to the stage a man enjoying his Lakeside World Championship debut, the reigning Isle of Man Open and Welsh Open champion from England, Martin Turner! We now welcome to the stage the former Irish Classic, Slovak Masters and Pacific Masters champion, the reigning and defending Lakeside World Champion from Northern Ireland, Neil Duff!
There is always a feeling of real significance when a world champion enters the stage, particularly a defending world champion. Neil Duff looking to follow in the footsteps of Raymond van Barneveld and Glenn Durrant in retaining their first world championship title. To do that, he's got to get past the number 15 seed Martin Turner, who successfully navigated an awkward-looking contest with Liam Maindel-Lawrence. Neil Duff did exactly the same against someone the complete opposite, really, to the German, Moreno Blom, the very, very fast Dutchman. But it was a professional performance from Duff. He ended up winning fairly comfortably without starring himself. He's had an okay year, still the number 2 seed, still one of the men to beat, still loving his darts, playing across as many different circuits as possible. For this year at least, he is the man to beat. Martin Turner looking to do it as well. And it's also notable that these are the last British hopefuls in the field. It truly has been a world championship this year. Andrew Sinclair, how do you assess Neil Duff's year so far since he won at Lakeside, and how far do you think he'll go in the competition?
It's an interesting one because I think Neil has played really well this year in spells. The Denmark Open, he got to, I believe it was the final and lost to Andy Bartons. He went down under as the reigning world champion. He went to the Australian Darts Open and he lost that one to Andy Bartons, and he lost that one very decisively. I think it was 10-2 in the end on the wonderful stage down in Moama. But he played some good darts before that. Beat the likes of Danny Porter and Johnny Tarto. People have already seen this week. Johnny's still in the competition. But it's been a little bit inconsistent from Neil. There have been games that you feel he should have won and he maybe hasn't. But, as you say, he's been busy in other circuits. You know, he's played in all the seniors events this year.
180.
And he's Martin Turner, who lands the game's first 180. But as you mentioned, Neil Duff has been playing in the seniors events.
66.
Quarter-finalist at the World Championship this year, losing out to Robert Thornton. He's been a weekly winner on the Modus Super Series.
97.
He always will have the right to call himself a Lakeside World Champion, and he wants it again because winners get greedy. That's why they are winners. For Martin Turner, a win on the Lakeside stage would be his biggest triumph by a mile.
66.
And it's going to be the left-hander to have a first crack at a double. And that double will be double 18.
Neil, you're requiring 98.
Double 12 for Neil Duff and an early break of throw.
74. Martin, you require 36.
Getting further away.
Game shot.
Martin
first
Turner,
leg. Martin
fourth
Turner,
time of asking with a dart and a double, wins the leg. Nice early settler for him, because I can imagine facing a world champion is a bit of a daunting prospect, even though, of course, he is more than capable of winning this.
Absolutely, and I have to say I was delighted for Martin the other day. You know, he's someone I've spoken to in the past, and I think he's got a fascinating story, you know, of getting to this point. He was a successful local player, Super League player, county player, went on the PDC tour about 10 years ago, him and Darren Johnson.
85.
And Martin had mixed success. They never really got to the bigger televised tournaments, but was always a steady player and
85.
not the sort of person you'd want to draw in the first round. He was a tough out for anyone. But, you know, Martin has had to overcome really dreadful anxiety.
180.
Sure, that 180 will give him some as well, but no, he's had to overcome some really
43.
significant, mental health issues to kind of get back to playing his best starts, and he got some real help from the PDPA and a good friend of his, Dave Ladley,
38.
another experienced player, and that's really helped Martin. It's brought him out of his shell a bit more, and yeah, since the end of the pandemic, him and Darren out and about this tour and the seniors.
Didn't need to start on the 18s on 1-8 with Martin Turner some way back. It's the one meeting between the pair. Quarter-final in the Isle of Man Classic, which Duff prevailed 4-2. And he's looking to prevail here. And Top sets him on his way.
Third leg, it's Martin to throw first. Game on.
But I think with that anxiety, I know Martin sometimes puts a lot of pressure on himself.
100.
And he, on the WDF circuit, he got to quarterfinals and semi-finals, and then he lost in the Swiss Open final in 2022, and
100.
sort of thought, what have I got to do to get over the hump? And then this year won that Isle of Man Open, won the Welsh Open, and now finally gets his big stage debut. He's seen his close friend Darren Johnson qualify for the Seniors World Championship. Martin was the first person to miss out. He was literally first reserve for the World Seniors, so he was there, saw Darren get that TV shot, and he's had to bide his time and wait, and then it was a tremendous performance against Liam the other day. 87 average in the end for Martin, and highly competitive in this one as well, and he'll believe he can do this. But I was impressed with Neil the other night against Moreno, 2-0 down in that third set, and those veteran World Championship instincts kicked in.
140.
Suddenly the game was played at Neil's pace, not Moreno's pace, and you saw from that point onwards the young Dutchman barely won a leg.
Well, that's just it. That's what champions can do. They can force opponents to play at the pace that they want to. The crucial 105 checkout that set things on their way.
Game shot the third leg.
Martin Turner's been setting on his way here.
Neil to throw first.
1 away from the first set.
100.
Yeah, Neil, he's always going to be one of the most confident men here. You asked me about his chances. No one's going to believe more than he does. He's been working, or you know, last year he worked in the run-up to Lakeside. He worked with, you know, renowned Belfast psychotherapist Stephen McKibben, who worked with Scott Mitchell before his World Championship win. And Neil said, you know, there's no harm in getting outside help, and it helped with Neil's mindset. And yeah, he told anyone who'd listened last year that Neil was going to win, and when he did, and you know, he's not going to lack for confidence coming into this week. He's
140.
certainly not going to lack with power scoring like that, but you know, after that win over Moreno, he did his interview and he said it's all about hunger this week, and myself and Andy Barton's are the hungriest guys here. So he clearly believes that himself and the big Belgian are the two men to beat this week.
45.
Well, the seedings suggest exactly that. Numbers 1 and 2. I think what Neil Duff showed last year, particularly in the final against Thibaut Tricot, was bottle more than anything, losing 6 legs in a row to start with. Thibaut going 2 sets to 0 up. But Neil dug in. And he might have to dig in here against Martin Turner, because a pair of them are playing some decent darts. Even though Martin's average is a little bit down on Neil's, giving himself chances. A bit like what Denny Aldi-Calter did against Jelle Classen in our first game. They are two brilliant guides, and Neil Duff uses them.
Fifth leg, it's Martin to throw first. Go on.
He's a big York City fan, is Martin Turner. And I remember he once joked to me, my form seems directly related to York's. When they're good, I seem to play quite good. And when they're bad, I'm bad as well. Well, got promotion. Got promotion back to the National League not that long ago. Down the lower reaches of the National League at the moment, but Martin's showing that he belongs at the upper reaches of this tournament so far.
Well, I think in future then, rather than checking Martin Turner's results, I'll just look at the National League table. If York are top, I'll be thinking, oh, Martin's probably won a title.
81. Neil, we require 132.
Treble 19. A measure of how fine the margins are in darts.
Martin requiring 97.
Millimetre away from a go at the champagne shot.
57.
Martin Turner, all he can do is lay up.
Neil, we require 84.
The adjustment isn't there.
$24. Martin required 40. Game shot the first set.
Martin Turner takes the first set on double 10.
Second set, first leg. It's Neil to throw first. Game on.
He is not overawed by the challenge.
100. $48. $60.
140. 180.
Perfect grouping.
Newly required 161. 90. 58. Newly required 71.
Double 16.
Aim shot the first
14
leg.
darter.
Duff. Second leg is fastest to throw first. Game on.
They're going one after the other. 6 consecutive holds of throw.
60. 60.
I mean, Martin's connections to York, they go beyond just the football team. His walk-on at Britannia by the York-based band Skylights. He's a big supporter of them
60.
as a product of the same town he's from, same city he's from, should I say. Although Neil Duff's walk-on changed this year. Last year, I think, was DJ Christie's Start the Party. But his former protege, Josh Rock, now using that in the PDC. Neil's opted to switch it up and go for Two Tribes Go to War. Which, you know what? Classic tune. No problems with that myself.
What a statement.
If it helps to fire him up, I'm sure he'll be more than pleased.
140.
A soldier on the hockey. Speaking of which, we've got a soldier coming up in our final game of the night against Danny Lorby.
160.
I hope the crowd are getting up for that.
82. Newly required 160.
Well, I think Danny's keen for a longer game than he had last night when he absolutely blitzed Jarno Bottenberg. Took him just under 20 minutes to dispatch the impressive young Dutchman.
Double 12 for Martin Turner.
54. Newly required 60.
Now a real chance has presented itself to Neil Duff. And it's one that he does not take.
Martin required 24. Game shot the second.
A reprieve for Martin Turner.
Third leg, it's Neil to throw first.
So that's 7 holds a throw to start off this penultimate last 16 game in the men's tournament. Martin, the only Englishman left in the field. It's a true sign of how global the WDF is. 9 different nationalities represented in the last 16. Going to have 6 nationalities guaranteed represented in the quarterfinals. It's actually the fewest Englishmen ever in the last 16. Just the 2. James Richardson was dispatched fairly easily in the end last night by the big Dutchman Wesley Plezier. Martin will be hoping that he doesn't befall the same fate against the world champion.
Yeah, it's been 11 years since there was a last time a non-British winner of the men's tournament. It was Christian Kist.
97.
We've had Jelle Classen, who we saw earlier. Raymond van Barneveld, obviously. But then you've got to go back a little bit further. Tony David in 2002. A certain John Part in 1994.
140.
A remarkable story with Tony David, with that victory back in 2002. He came here first in 2001.
100.
And it was a bit of a disaster for him. Went out very early. See if Neil can take out this ball. Double 16.
James Shaw, the third leg. Neil Duff.
He certainly can. He made that finish look a lot easier than it was. Have to utilise the bull like that to get 2 darts at a double.
57.
Yeah, Tony came here, was completely overawed by the stage setup at the Lakeside. It was much brighter than anything he'd been used to, and he sort of struggled with the bright light a lot in his debut game here at Lakeside. So he went home and changed his setup at home, bought as many portable lights as he could do from the local B&Q home base equivalent in Australia, I think Bunnings or whatever it might be, and basically rigged up a setup at home that was as close as he could possibly get to the Lakeside stage. And he practiced on that hour after hour, day after day, to get here in 2002. And he said, because that is one obstacle I've got out of my way. Now I'm only going to lose if I'm beaten by the better player. And that year, there was no one better than the Australian. Had a lot of people very proud, including his mum and dad, who actually missed the final few legs of that game. Live cast in Australia, the feed cut out in the final set, and they actually had to make a phone call here at the Lakeside all the way down to Queensland to find Tony's parents, and they basically called in the final few legs for them over the phone as their boy made history for Australia.
Remarkable tale.
60.
So much more to darts than just what's thrown on the hockey. He didn't then complain about tournaments in Australia being too darkly late, did he?
No, absolutely not. No, he didn't like the round robins in Australia, Tony David, but he was happy that he was able to win those tournaments to be here, and yeah,
140.
not necessarily in the best of health these days, Tony, but a remarkable victory back here, 2002. One of the most interesting players I think I've had the pleasure of chatting with.
Well, 145 interests Neil Duff. But treble 15 is narrowly avoided.
Martin requires 60.
Double 10.
James Shaw, the fourth leg.
Martin Turner gets it, levels this set up. And it is a massive leg. Neil Duff holds. We go to the break with both players on 1 set each. Martin Turner breaks, and Neil Duff faces the prospect of winning 3 sets on the bounce. And that is with Martin Turner having won the bull in the back room.
60. $85. 60.
A very loud come on shout there from the world champion. He knew that wasn't good enough, that straight 60.
135.
And a good visit from Martin leaves him on a finish. Would be the second biggest of the week so far.
100.
But for his tournament chances,
156.
perhaps as big as anything. Won't be now.
160. Neil, you require 141.
And I think he knows what's coming.
89. Martin, you require 40.
That's not close. Oh, that's kinked over.
No score.
All around it.
Neil, you require 52.
Drew a little equilateral triangle above the 20 with those darts, but none of them were in.
That is in straight and true. Neil Duff seemingly cannot believe he has won that second set, and in truth he probably has gotten away with it. Martin Turner, the second dart, the way it landed over tops and then spun across to the left, made the shot so much more difficult. 10 legs of darts, 10 holds of throw. That equation means it's Martin Turner 1, Neil Duff 1 going into the 5-minute interval.
This program is brought to you by Benji Marine Engine Repair and Trading, specialized in Wärtsilä engines with a 24-hour-a-day, high-quality, worldwide service. And by Hemeco Storage Systems, your one-stop storage system solution with over 100 years of experience. The 45th annual Winmau Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January 19th till the 21st. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Both men's and women's champions will win places at the 2024 WDF World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is from January the 26th till January the 28th. Come join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday the 24th of January. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from February 1st till February 4th. Registration is open until January the 16th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to the Lakeside in December 2024. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 31st till June the 2nd. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in the most beautiful surroundings you'll find in Europe. The Swedish Open and Masters is held from August 16th till 18th, a popular tournament for many of Europe's best aerosmiths. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thank you to our tournament sponsors Winmau, A&G Travel Group, iDarts, Dart Connect, CT1 and Quiff.
Defending champion Neil Duff is in a proper game against Martin Turner. The Yorkshireman putting on a performance in a similar vein to what we saw from Denny Aldecoulter against Jelle Classen. Not scoring as heavily as Duff, not necessarily playing the better darts, but he's hanging in there. However, he did miss 3 darts to go 2 sets up, and they could prove costly because Neil Duff made no mistake on tops. He levels this game up. He is a focused individual. He is an emotional player on the stage. He will always let you know what he's thinking. But he is also a big, big talent. And he's going to require that talent to topple Martin Turner. Andrew Sinclair is still with me in the commentary position. And I suppose from Neil Duff's point of view, it's been played in a similar manner to what the game with Moreno Blom was. He not necessarily at his best. And something in the crowd has already put him off.
140.
I think it was a shout of "Come on, Neil" that was swiftly addressed by referee Charlie calls defeat.
90, sir.
Yeah, I think it's a similar proposition for Neil, where I think he will know that, you know, there's a lot of darts left to play. He will always believe in his abilities, and
85.
he's got that experience on the stage now, experience of big games. You referenced the World Championship final last year when he dropped the first 6 legs
85.
against Tebow and looked like he wasn't at the races at all. And I mean, even earlier in that tournament, he played, you know, Jim McEwen, someone he'd played pairs with for a number of years, someone he knew from the international
95.
circuit. Jim playing Scotland, Neil for very proudly for Northern Ireland. But Neil was 3-0 down in that game and survived match darts
41.
in the quarterfinals and went on to win 4-3. So he knows what it's like to be in a hole and to have to battle and fight. And, you know, he'll relish that.
100.
He'll love that more than... I mean, of course, he'd love a quick 3-0 win. He can go and put his feet up. But he'll relish being in a challenge because he knows that, you know, the winner of this plays Chris Landman tomorrow. That's going to be a tough game based on
53.
how Chris played earlier.
81.
Martin Turner, who's in a bit of a hole in this leg because he's about to be broken. Or is he? Yes, he
On the
is.
first leg.
Neil Duff takes out 81. Early indications suggest the break has done him the world of good. And now he just wants to try and stroll to the finish line in as stress-free manner as possible. Use that championship winning experience against someone who
100.
has never played on this stage before prior to the start of this tournament.
Yeah, it was actually Martin that spent the majority of the break on the
57.
stage practicing. We've seen some players do that this week, just trying to find their rhythm, but scoring power just wasn't there for Martin in that first leg.
59.
And Neil duly punished him.
$135.
They are an unusual setup, the Martin Turner darts, aren't they? Very, very short, but quite bulky in the middle.
135.
Clearly very comfortable with them.
$42.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw Martin play, I thought, God, they look really small. But I didn't know if it was a trick of the camera, my poor eyesight. But yeah, when I spoke to him, saw them,
99.
they're basically stubs with a flight on the end. But, you know, we've seen other players in this tournament with similar setups. Peter Machin of Australia uses
100.
similarly very small darts. Takes all
Neil,
sorts
you require
in this sport,
108.
as we all very well know.
Yep, loads of subtleties and nuances with the equipment, with the throw, with the way that players behave on stage. There's
60.
so much to look at and analyse.
167.
Yeah, Neil hasn't wavered from the Joe Cullens that won him his
97.
first ranking
Neil,
title at the
required
England
48.
national singles. Won him a world title last year.
32.
But they haven't won in this leg.
Martin, you require
Two
70.
missed darts at 16s. I mean, Martin has got the chance to immediately break back.
One chance at double 16,
54.
which he does not take. He does not
Neil,
make the
require
most of it.
60. Game shot,
Neil
second
Duff
leg.
does make the most
Neil Duff.
of Martin Turner's miss.
Third leg, it's Martin to throw first. 100. $60. $95.
Loves his tattoos, does Neil? I'm not going to try and work out what all of them are from here.
I have noticed.
But he got some fresh ink after he won the World Championships last year, and I think
100.
if he went on to retain it this time round, there'd certainly be, you know, the tattoo parlours of County Antrim would be getting a visit from the Duff man.
53.
Was it a darts-related tattoo he got?
I believe it was the World Championship trophy.
180.
Maybe he needs to get the numbers 180 tattooed onto him. That's his 4th of the match.
99. Neil, you require 161. $99. Martin, you require 154.
Treble 18.
98. Neil, you require 62.
Would have been the 2nd biggest checkout of the week.
$46. Martin, you require 56.
Well, this is merely for a hold, but ends the mini rot. And he gets it on double 10.
Martin turn. 4th leg, it's Neil to throw first.
One more leg in the bag for Martin Turner.
60. $125. $140.
He had some issues with the grouping early on. Neil was getting very frustrated with himself, but it's certainly picked up as this match has worn on, and he seems the much more confident player now.
46.
He's an excellent, excellent front runner, Neil Duff. That immense mental fortitude that he's got really does tell when he's in a commanding position.
41.
Although that visit of 41 will have done him no favours.
Yeah, he entered the world of darts relatively late in life, did Neil Duff, and he's had to go through the proverbial schools of hard knocks in order to get here.
140.
There's another shining example to players who, regardless of their age, regardless of where they're from, if they have 3 darts and they're good enough, they have a chance. Just as Neil Duff has a chance to take out Shanghai. Dart at tops for set number 3.
Martin, you require 94.
Cut up to start on the bull. Back to the bullseye.
69. Neil, you require 40.
Too high, inside. And the 10s are errant as well. So Martin Turner has got 25 to break back and level up this set.
Game shot on the 4th leg. Martin
Which he does.
5th leg, it's Martin to throw first. Game on.
Well played, Martin Turner.
$125.
Neil Duff has missed 6 darts at double in the last 2 legs. And those alone could see him trail 2-1.
125.
Rather than be in front by the same score.
$95.
Big deflection, but lands relatively kindly in the treble 5 rather than dropping out.
Yes, Neil quite memorably flicked off his glasses when the winning
100.
double went in against Thibaut Tricol last year. And he got a complimentary pair from his local opticians in his hometown in Northern Ireland. I think that was the last of his worries, to be honest, at that point. I think the £50,000 hitting his bank account and a celebratory evening with his manager and the other players who are in attendance and his family.
65.
Of course, it was his daughter's birthday on the day of the final, and I believe it's actually his brother's birthday the day after this year's final. So those family links continue for the Duff man, although that score of 4 has given him an awful lot of work to do in this leg.
Martin requiring 160.
And now Martin Turner has got 6 darts at 116 to take this third set.
And he only needs 3 of them.
Martin Turner.
Fantastic from Martin Turner. Just when Neil Duff was the one doing the turning of the screw. It is Martin who roars back with 3 legs in a row.
First leg, it's Neil to throw first. Game on.
Neil Duff just has to remember how he became a champion last year. It wasn't by being a front runner.
95.
It was by him digging in when the odds looked against him.
$91. $45.
Chris Landman awaits the winner. And what was a very strange game with Thomas Younghans today. First 2 sets before the break, both players would happily admit their performances were dreadful, but it became a score fest after. I know Thomas was absolutely devastated to have lost.
100.
Yes, he was very upset, Thomas, earlier after his defeat, but he can hold his head high. His plan.
140.
Neil's plan was a 140 there, but no, Thomas's plan was to do the tour and get enough points to be at Lakeside next year. That was his goal. Lakeside 2024
121
was what was on his planner, but he managed to get here early. Was a dream come true for the 46-year-old.
Bullseye for Duff.
81.
Ooh.
Martin requiring 160.
Cheeky Neil. It's not going to backfire. And I'm sure there was an extra glint in
100.
Martin Turner's eye as he approached that 160.
Neil, you require
Thinking, I'm going to
40.
show you. He hasn't.
Game shot on the first leg.
Well, ultimately,
Neil
it was
Duff.
sensible play from Neil Duff.
Second leg, it's Martin to throw first. Game on.
But yeah, you know, Thomas got here a year early, picked up 2 wins. I think 2 more than some
59.
people expected of him, but I thought he played particularly well against Kai Fan Long yesterday. Leaves the tournament 12 180s to his credit. His reputation enhanced.
66.
And it will have done wonders for darts in Switzerland, very much a growing nation in the darting world at the moment. And Neil's win last year did wonders for darts in Northern Ireland. His close friend Barry Copeland started doing the tour
100.
thereafter. Won a title in Wales, won a title this year as well in the Isle of Man. And of course, we saw Barry earlier in the week. Not the result Barry had wanted. I think
60.
the dream scenario for him was a Barry Copeland-Neil Duff final. Not to be, but Barry gave a good account of himself and will no doubt be back
82.
on this stage next year. And so will Neil Duff, based on his results so far this year. But he'll be hoping he'll be back here
96.
as a defending champion, but he's got more work to do in this one.
139. Neil, you require 140.
The number that Martin's got left, 160. And he's going to get a pop.
100. Martin, you require 160.
And this would be coincidental, but strays into the treble 5.
81.
Switches with that treble 20 very loose in the bed, but that treble 2 not what he was after.
No score.
And neither were those misses for Neil Duff.
Martin, you require 79.
He does like to use tops, so missing with 3 in hand will really annoy the Duff man.
Game shot on the second leg.
Martin Turner sweeps up.
Third leg, it's Neil to throw first.
It is 5 180s for Neil Duff. Martin Turner, in comparison, has only hit 1. It was in the very first leg.
But nicknames, such an integral part of the sport of darts. Of course, Neil's inspired in part by his name and in part by Simpson's character, the Duff Man.
Yep.
Martin Turner's the Mutt Nuts. The origins of that are from Muttley, from Wacky Races. He was called Muttley when he was younger. Didn't know if he'd be able to use it as a darting nickname, so went with the closest thing he could think of, the Mutt Nuts, which I have to admit is one of my personal favourites.
At risk of maybe upsetting Martin, bit before my time.
60.
Risk of upsetting you as well.
Bit before my time as well, Mr. McCarthy, but yes, amusing nonetheless.
47. Neil, you require 80. Game shot on the third leg. Neil Duff.
Neil Duff is 1 leg away from sending us to a 5-set match.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well, Martin Turner got rid of that first start. He instantly turned around and didn't so much look at the crowd, but
55.
gestured towards them, saying, please don't do that.
It's quite a rowdy atmosphere in the Lakeside tonight.
Yeah, I make it the first time I've heard from a referee this week to call for order in the crowd.
Yeah, Neil's always got a lot of vocal support. I know Martin's got friends here as well.
140.
Friends who are here supporting him and Darren Johnson as they made their debuts here.
45.
They had, the pair of them, Martin and Darren, described their little renaissance on the Seniors Tour and the WDF circuit as the last of the Summer Wine Tour. Unfortunately,
85.
neither of them were particularly impressed with my suggestion that they came out to the Last of the Summer Wine theme tune. I suspect they probably both made the right decision.
I mean, when they play pairs, they should do that.
Yeah, they are Swedish Open pairs champions, Isle of Man Open pairs champions, but I don't think they did on either occasion. I've got to get them to do it once. I think if I pester them both enough, they'll probably do it at some point.
140. Martin require 141. $65.
Board management is essential, and it was a sensible switch to the bullseye. Means that he's not left on a finish that
42.
could end up on the bull.
Martin requires 76.
Unless he hits a single one. Oh, no, he goes the 16s route because his darts do lie flat.
36.
Which should have been a good guy for tops.
34.
But alas, it was not.
$94.
Martin required 40.
Getting closer.
No score.
But not close enough.
Neil, you required 40.
We are going the distance.
Neil Duff.
Neil Duff's dexterity on tops is paying off.
Throw first. Game on.
We had played every single leg of the match up until that point. Fourth set, the only one to end early, and it goes the way of the defending champion.
Which means it still has a chance to become one of those games where the winner has won fewer legs. Such is set play. A mental minefield.
$100. $59. $100. $24.
Horror show for Martin Turner at the wrong time. Hat-trick of tons for Duff.
$130.
And a 130 means he's first to a finish. And it's a finish he's already taken.
58. Neil, you require 71.
He was straight in, treble 13 to double 16. This one will be different.
31.
Not quite tops dollar there.
Martin, you require 128.
This would be the biggest finish of the match in more ways than one.
Bullseye.
103.
Huge moment missed.
Neil, you require 40. Game shot on the first leg.
And there is Neil Duff to clean up on his favourite double.
Second leg, it's Neil to throw first. Game on. $100.
You get the sense that the Duff man is turning it on now.
100.
Trying to take his slightly older opponent into deeper waters.
60. $180.
A muchly needed big score. There was a definite point there from Neil Duff at someone, a no-look point. Cool character on stage. But Martin Turner is showing a lot of cool.
$95. Martin require 81.
To break with an 11-dart leg. Double 13 for a dozen.
55. Neil, you require 106.
Well, that's brutal.
Saw Denny Older counter take out that big 106 in vain against Yellow Classen. But it won't happen here.
40.
Now, I'm not going to suggest he splits this, because every time I've said it on comms, I've been wrong.
Game shot on the second leg. Martin Turner.
And you were right not to say anything.
Third leg, it's Martin to throw first. Game on.
I was quite chuffed earlier, though. I thought, while I was sat in the press room, Alexander Merckx earlier today, I thought, well, he might split this. And he did split the double 11. I thought, you know what? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Yeah, he tried to split double 9 and then hit 17.
Yeah.
That's one way of splitting, by busting.
100.
Yeah, his journey came to an end. Dennis Nilsson reaching the quarterfinals. Not a nice draw.
140.
No one at this stage is a nice draw.
$60.
A treble-less visit from Martin Turner. Looks like it's going to be punished big time by the Duff man.
140.
Unbelievable. 3 140s.
$94.
He is a bona fide big game player.
$63. Martin, you require 150.
But
$41. Neil, you require
loose
80.
from Turner. No interest in splitting.
Game shot the third leg. Neil Duff.
And why would there be? Neil Duff is one leg away from a place in the Lakeside quarterfinals.
$140.
He won on debut last year. He has still never lost a game on this stage.
99.
Martin Turner could be the latest victim in the Duffman crusade.
Yeah, but he's given the Northern Irishman a stern examination tonight. Pushed him very, very hard indeed. And if this is the end of the road
80.
for the man they call the Mutts Nuts, he can take tremendous heart from the way he's played in this tournament. Was fantastic against Liam Mandel Lawrence. And tonight he's pushed a very commendable world champion to his absolute limit.
140. Neil, you require 140. $60.
Treble 10 is probably the most likely port of call.
Neil, you require 80.
But it could be it. Unless Duff comes up dry.
60.
He does.
Martin, you require 52.
Double 18.
16.
They weren't anywhere close.
Neil, you require 20.
Bends the wire. Has to go to the fives.
And Neil Duff marches on into the quarterfinals. He is still the man to beat on the Lakeside stage. The defending champion showed the grit of a true champion. Martin Turner, the latest man here, swat aside. But it was a stressful contest for the Northern Irishman. Turner can be pleased with his debut year, but he's come up against a man who has claimed the biggest prize of the lot on this stage, a man who knows how to win, a man who gave him a great game. But Neil Duff comes out on top. He is into the quarterfinals, where he'll face Chris Lambert. And coming up after the break, we have got a potentially blockbuster Hollywood clash between two American superstars of our sport. Danny Labby takes on Leonard Gates.
This program is brought to you by Benji Marine Engine Repair and Trading, specialized in Wärtsilä engines with a 24-hour-a-day, high-quality, worldwide service. And by Hemeco Storage Systems, your one-stop storage system solution with over 100 years of experience. The 45th annual Winmau Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January 19th till the 21st. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Both men's and women's champions will win places at the 2024 WDF World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is from January the 26th till January the 28th. Come join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday the 24th of January. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from February 1st till February 4th. Registration is open until January the 16th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to the Lakeside in December 2024. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 31st till June the 2nd. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in the most beautiful surroundings you'll find in Europe. The Swedish Open and Masters is held from August 16th till 18th. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best aerosmiths. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thank you to our tournament sponsors Winmau, A&G Travel Group, iDarts, Dart Connect, CT1 and Quiff.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to conclude the third round of the men's competition at the 2023 CT1 WDF Lakeside World Championship, and it is the Battle of America. We welcome to the stage, first of all, the reigning World Seniors Masters, World Seniors Match Play, and World Seniors Champion of Champions, Soldier Leonard Gates. We now welcome to the stage the former Oregon Open, Seacoast Open and Which City Open champion, the two-time Music City Open champion, Danny Labby!
I hope everyone's ready for this, because we could be about to see something very, very special. All three champions that have taken to the stage this evening, former Lakeside champions, have got the job done. Neil, Duff and Classen were put under severe pressure by their opponents. Lisa Ashton went a set down against Priscilla Steenbergen. These two have never won here, but they would love to add the Lakeside crown to their impressive haul of titles. It took Danny Labby 18 minutes, including the break, to dispatch Jarno Bottenberg last night. Leonard Gates required a little bit more time to defeat John Scott by 3-0. A harsh scoreline on the Englishman, all things considered.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Leonard Gates wins wherever he goes, it seems. The past 2 years have been unbelievable for the 53-year-old. But Danny Labby showcased his immense talent levels against Bottenberg. This should be pretty fast and furious.
60.
Labby, one of the quickest players, not just in this field, but in world darts.
180.
Leonard Gates, one of the biggest scorers.
60.
He went on a crazy blitz when defeating Scott on Tuesday evening. Teased a 9-darter, went 7 darts into one.
100.
In the space of 8 visits to the board, rattled off 2 legs to book his place against his compatriot.
Leonard, you require 161.
American darts is in a strong position right now. And these are 2 of the flag bearers.
83. $100. Leonard, you require 78.
Tops for a solid start.
38. 96. Leonard, you require 40.
For a 16 darter or a 17. An 18 would settle the early nerves.
No score.
If there are any, because Leonard Gates does not come across as a character who gets nervous or flustered. Bullseye.
80. Leonard, you require 40.
The spotter's nightmare, as we should perhaps call Labby.
Game shot.
Lucky 7 for Leonard Gates.
Second leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game on. 100. 140.
It's absolutely cleaned up on the senior circuit this year. Winner of the World Match Play, World Masters, Champion of Champions. He's a PDC
100.
North American Championship winner. Played on the Alexandra Palace stage and won games there.
100. 177.
Giant visit from Gates.
100.
Labby a little slow out of the traps.
84.
69 left. He's probably got to go 19 and bull. Bullseye for Leonard.
48. Danny, you require 141.
Treble 19. Or does he choose 15s? No, he goes treble 19. Double 12 is narrowly missed.
Leonard, you require 36. 27. Danny, you
Not the
require
finest
12.
display of doubling thus far. Danny Labby checks out.
Danny Labby. Third leg is Leonard to throw first. Game on.
Fifth time these two have met.
41.
And 3 of those meetings have come in tournament finals. Labby won the first 2. Since then,
59.
Gates has been the man. Beat Labby in a CDC North America Tour event. That was back in July 2021. And then on the WDF circuit, the Virginia Beach Classic, Gates was a 6-1 winner.
140.
And just to embellish the point about Labby being a spotter's nightmare, it was notable looking at the checkouts he had after the game. 9 legs, he hit 7 different doubles.
96.
And they weren't really the common doubles either. There was a double 6, double 11, double 13, double 5.
100.
Just like a very, very fast robot.
100. Then you require 167.
And he's in pole position to break the throw, but we should never rule out this kind of checkout. That is until Leonard strays into the single 5.
85. Danny, you require 106. 98. Leonard, you require 82.
.64 left, so once again Leonard Gates might be forced to use the bullseye. First start could be a good marker.
57.
And he doesn't quite use it.
You require 8.
And it's a break of throw for Danny Labby.
Danny Labby. Fourth flag, it's Danny to throw first. Game on. $100. $123.
Labby picked up a big haul of titles last year, 6 in total.
24.
Focus more this year on other circuits because he's made the move across from the United States. Lives in the Midlands now.
83.
Done well enough on the Challenge Tour to play on some Pro Tours, and the numbers he chucked in Hildesheim, quite astonishing. Average of 103.6 against Gabriel Clemens, a Ali Pali semi-finalist. There's a distinct feeling that both of these players still haven't yet reached the peak of their powers.
97. $45.
These are two of 3 Americans left in the field. Paula Murphy
94.
faces the unenviable task of Bo Greaves. That's kicking things off tomorrow evening. Winner of this will be on last again tomorrow night against Jelle Classen.
140. Danny, you require 90.
Double 15.
62.
Inside.
Leonard, you
Probably
require
better to go
51.
inside on 2 than 15. Means he can attack double 14 straight away. And Leonard Gates offers a second chance.
Danny, you require 28.
He's already missed 12 darts at a double.
Aim shot and the
Danny
first
Labby.
set. Danny Labby.
He's not charitable. He does not offer Leonard Gates
Second
another
set,
opportunity.
first leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game on.
Danny Labby wins the first set against the throw.
42. $95. 81. $140. $180.
Labby's first maximum. And that previous set was another first. First set that Leonard Gates has lost all
92.
tournament.
$140.
Strange choice from Gates. He always does seem to go the 18s route on 266.
48. Danny, you require 58. $18. Leonard, you require 126.
And after visits of 180 and 140, 58 proves more troublesome. Leonard Gates has a dart at the bullseye.
101.
We've had many of those
40.
in the early exchanges.
30. Leonard, you require 25.
Well, whatever the scoreline is at the break, I suggest both players will be going away and doing a little bit of work on the doubles.
17.
They are not being found.
Game shot on the first set.
Seventh time of asking, just like the first leg of the first set. Danny Labby hits double 5.
Second leg, it's Leonard to throw first. Game on.
Only for a hold of throw.
Thank you. $59. 60. 45.
Very erratic from Leonard Gates.
97.
All those missed darts at doubles and the bull seem to have unsettled both players, particularly Leonard Gates.
100.
Quite remarkable that Gates entered this
60.
tournament as the second favourite, and that's despite the fact he had to play an extra round because he wasn't a seeded player.
59. 100.
Now he's dropping the darts. It's just a bit of a lack of assurance, I think, from Gates.
60.
The way that he did his classic walk-on dance.
44.
He had the air of a man who didn't have a care in the world.
70. Danny, you require 140.
Chance for Labby. Double 10.
120. Leonard, you require 108.
Somehow finds the treble. Leaves double 16.
76. Danny, you require 20. Game shot and a second leg. Danny Labby.
5 legs on the bounce for Danny Labby.
Third leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game on. $83. 60. 128. 43. 42.
Both players hovering in the high 70s, low 80s sphere. way down from what we've seen.
100.
Leonard Gates, 92 and 88 against Brian Corbett and John Scott. Danny Labby averaged 91 in dispatching Jarno Bottenberg. It'll have gone up now. And even though Labby is in firm command, he won't be happy with how he's played. He will be happy with the two-set cushion. In the battle of the Americans, it's not quite gone to plan for either player. We're not seeing high averages, we're not seeing wonderful doubles, but we are seeing Danny Labby saunter into a two-set advantage, having won 6 legs in a row. Leonard Gates has missed way too many doubles. He has got a lot to think about. Danny Labby walks off stage, leading by 2-0.
This program is brought to you by Benji Marine Engine Repair and Trading, specialized in Wärtsilä engines with a 24-hour-a-day, high-quality, worldwide service. And by Hemeco Storage Systems, your one-stop storage system solution with over 100 years of experience. The 45th annual Winmau Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January 19th till the 21st. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Both men's and women's champions will win places at the 2024 WDF World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is from January the 26th till January the 28th. Come join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday the 24th of January. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from February 1st till February 4th. Registration is open until January the 16th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to the Lakeside in December 2024. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 31st till June the 2nd. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in the most beautiful surroundings you'll find in Europe. The Swedish Open and Masters is held from August 16th till 18th. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best aerosmiths. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thank you to our tournament sponsors Winmau, A&G Travel Group, iDarts, Dart Connect, CT1 and Quiff.
Third set, first leg, it's Leonard to throw first. Game on.
He didn't entertain the prospect of going off stage during the break. He's remained up there, throwing darts, doing his little practice
100.
routines. Whereas Labby was able to go for a little stroll, maybe a few throws on the practice board in the players' room, away from the buzz of the crowd. He keeps his head, he wins this game.
100.
The next few legs will tell us a lot about where Leonard Gates' mind is.
83.
He does have a real burst in him. He is one of the few players in this field who can turn it on and off like a tap.
Then you require 95.
Back down for bullseye. And Leonard Gates finds it. He is back in this game.
Second leg is Danny to throw first.
I think he was just determined to take out the bull. He'd already missed it a few times. For me, they were confident Leonard Gates probably wouldn't have gone that way.
140. 80. 93. 180.
Labby leads the max count, 3-1. Gates does have a 177 too.
58. 137. 140. Can you require 44?
Tops for Labby.
In shot in the second leg.
And there it goes.
Third leg, Leonard to throw first. Game on. $60. 97. 41. 180.
Danny Labby, another player who you could argue belongs to the First Start Merchant Club. He is piling the pressure on Gates. But Leonard is fighting back. He's showing resistance. Bullseye. Danny Labby pins it. Bang in the middle.
Fourth leg is Danny to throw first. Game on.
It is a brutal break.
140.
Both players, it's fair to say, have raised their game since the break in play for 5 minutes.
100.
Which Leonard wanted for himself, but Labby has taken encouragement.
$140. $58.
No treble for Danny.
$60.
It's contagious.
58.
And they are two players who can be spurred on by what their opponents are doing. Second time we've seen Leonard Gates drop his dart.
60. Danny, you require 150. $100. Leonard, you require 141.
Leonard Gates has an opportunity to show why he's such a champion. He might just have blown it. 61 left. Could go bull, could go treble 15.
95.
Tried the latter.
Danny, you require 50.
Tops for the match. Danny Labby misses 2 match darts.
Leonard, you require 46. $26.
He's going to get more instantly.
40.
It is just the one that he needs. And in the battle of the American superstars, it is the young gun who comes out on top. And make no mistake, he is a contender for this Lakeside World Championship crown. Leonard Gates is entertained, but unfortunately he's run out of steam at the last 16th stage. Danny Labby, 6 sets in a row for him. He will be put under more pressure, you suspect, by Jelle Classen in what could be one of the quickest Lakeside quarterfinals we have ever seen. Disappointment for Gates, who head backs to Houston without another title to his bulging list. That brings to an end another fascinating evening here at this wonderful venue. We are back tomorrow for the quarterfinals. Dieter Hedman kicks things off against Rhian O'Sullivan, followed by Wesley Pleisier and Dennis Nilsson. Eileen de Graaf and Lorraine Winstanley are followed by Andy Barton's the #1 seed against Johnny Tartar. Those 4 games are coming up from 1 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure you do tune in for some more fabulous darts.
This program is brought to you by Benji Marine Engine Repair and Trading, specialized in Wärtsilä engines with a 24-hour-a-day, high-quality, worldwide service. And by Hemeco Storage Systems, your one-stop storage system solution with over 100 years of experience. The 45th annual Winmau Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January 19th till the 21st. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Both men's and women's champions will win places at the 2024 WDF World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is from January the 26th till January the 28th. Come join the party in Bucharest. Register to play by Wednesday the 24th of January. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from February 1st till February 4th. Registration is open until January the 16th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to the Lakeside in December 2024. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 31st till June the 2nd. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in the most beautiful surroundings you'll find in Europe. The Swedish Open and Masters is held from August 16th till 18th. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best aerosmiths. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thank you to our tournament sponsors Winmau, A&G Travel Group, iDarts, Dart Connect, CT1 and Quiff.